In this video, I'm going to show you a cool trick to protect your projects and keep others away from your code. And don't worry, I'll also show you how you can undo this trick if someone tries to use it. So let's dive right in. So how do we make sure nobody can mess with our project? Well, it's all thanks to a clever idea that this project came up with. Big shout out to this person. Basically, we're gonna create something that checks if anyone's looping around in our project. Once that's done, we'll broadcast and then use these 3 blocks. And if you've seen those scratch break videos, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So that's enough of the talk, and let's start coding. So you can open any project you want, and this is my Halloween platformer. Make sure to check that out. So let's make a new sprite. It's just a blank sprite and name it detector. And then make 2 new variables called detector x. For all sprites, make a variable detector y for all sprites. And then we need to make sure that these 2 detectors are set to our mouse x and our mouse y, so it would check our mouse position. So we need to kind of repeat that forever, so let's drag that too. And then when you run it, it should give the mouse values. So now we need to check the position of the C inside and the remix. And if you click on the C project page and then run your project, you might see that the C inside is on detector X and Y. And that's where the remix button will also be. So for now, I'll just share this. Let's just test. Just click C inside again, C project page. And you can see the position of the C inside button is on 250 and Y180. So now let's go back to the code, drag if statement. So we know the positions is 250 and 180. So we also need to store our position. So let's make new block for position X for all sprites and position Y for all sprites. And then it's really important, set it before these 2 blocks. So let's set position X and position Y to detector X and detector Y. So now let's drag the end and 2 greater operators. So if our position X is greater than 239 and our Y position is greater than 179, which is the position of the C inside button. So let's make another new variable for inside. So this is just for explanation. You actually don't need it. So let's set inside to yes. So we could just set inside to 0. See project page. And now when we flat click and when we go near the C inside button, so now I can see our inside is yes. So that means our detector is working. Really cool. So we actually also need to detect whether that user is inside our project, because we don't need to stop our project when we are just near the C inside button. So for that, let's make another statement. Another AND operator, greater than and lesser than. So if our detector Y is greater than 90 and detector X is lesser than 80, then only we need to set this C inside to yes. Set inside to 0 at the beginning, project page, and when we flat click, it still didn't say yes because we didn't click anything. So now we click C inside. And now if we move our mouse, it should say inside is yes because we are viewing inside the project. So this is what this code does. But still, it's not correct because without running the project, you could just click C inside. How do we stop that? Well, there's a really cool trick. For that, when we flat click forever, we need to reset the timer. The timer is a thing that runs on the background. So using this code, we could make sure we cannot forever stop the project. So using the events, loudness, we don't need loudness, we just need a timer. When timer is greater than 0.01, we just need to copy all this code. And again, when our timer is greater than 0.01, we need to forever reset the timer. As I said, this will make our project forever run in the background. So as you can see, we can't press the stop button. So let's set inside to 0, see project page, and now we are near the scene side. We click that, we take our mouse, and inside would be yes. So now you can see our detector is working fine. So if your detector is not working for some reason, make sure you didn't miss these ends or the greater and lesser than, and make sure you set position X and position Y before the detector stuff, and yeah, it should work. And now we need to hold the actual breaking part. So if a user is inside, yes, we know that because of the detector. What do we do next? And as I said at the beginning of the video, we'll be using the clone glitch on Scratch. So make a new sprite, it's called clone or something. It's just another blank sprite. So where set inside is Y, we could remove that, we don't need that anymore. Broadcast a new message called inside. And then we need to stop this script. Just duplicate those two blocks, place it on the when green flag click block as well. And now we could broadcast a message when someone's inside of our project. And using that, when I receive inside, forever create clone of myself. But we don't need this to break even if we view the project. So how do we tackle that? Well, that's where the username comes in. We drag a if statement, not, drag the equals, and the username. And then type in your username. It's right here, so it's Rehan Scratch. So this will make sure that we can freely view inside our project, but not anyone else. Really neat. And now we just need to drag these 3 blocks and make sure not to click them. And we just need to connect them together, and which is really important. Don't click this, and if you click this, it would not save. So you just need to leave it right there. Go for detector, save your project save, click see project, see inside, and now it should broadcast the message. I can see it broadcast and stop this script, but because we are viewing the project, it's not breaking or doing all those stuff. So another thing that you can do is just create a blank sprite, just name it anything you want, and maybe add a comment or something, say can't view this project, maybe an ASCII art if you want, if you really need to irritate. So you could just select this blank sprite, save now. For now, let's test it. Let's copy the link, open it in a new tab. So right, we loaded the project, and now the moment of truth, we click see inside, and you would not be able to click anything. This would completely freeze the project because placing those 3 blocks would actually break Scratch. So you could not absolutely do anything. It would say pages are responsive. You could wait, but that would not fix anything, and the only option is to exit the page, and boom, no one can view your code. So this does not break your game or project. As you can see, I'm just playing it. Go see inside and just randomly scroll somewhere else. Nope, nothing would happen. You could just freely play the game. The only thing that would happen if you just click see inside, and boom, our code will run, and there's just absolutely nothing you can do. I mean, this Howling platform is nostalgic. It's like 2 years. So as I mentioned in the intro, I also promised a way to show to how to decode it if anyone's using it and you really need the code. So for that, we'll be using TurboApp. For those who don't know, TurboApp is a Scratch mod basically. So it's really easy to open. Just type in turboapp.org and it will redirect into this website. So this is really similar to Scratch, but this has many advanced features. So a really cool feature that TurboApp offers is changing the username. So you can click on edit and change username. And that's how I check inside that project as well. So when you encountered a project like this, you need to just copy the link of the project, paste it here, click enter, and then it should load the project, and then check the user of that project. So this is by me, Rehan Scratch. So you need to change the username and type on who actually made their project in case it's me. So now you could just freely click see inside because we added this condition of not to break Scratch when we are editing or viewing the project. So yeah, that's how you decode if you encountered a project something like this. If you watch this for the video, you'll probably enjoy the content, so make sure to give it a like and consider subscribing, and make sure to check out this video where I show some more ways to break Scratch. See you in the next one.